guys, Colleen here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're just gonna sit down and do some chit-chatting. There's no makeup on the face. It's early morning. I had good sunlight and now it's like legit setting up to rain. So I think it's officially rainy season for us here in Trinidad and Tobago. So, you know, we're basically playing cat and mouse dodgeball with the sun and, you know, the shine. Anyways, enough rambling. This is simply a sit down chit chat about something that I wanted to discuss, but of course these views are my views. It's just simply to open up dialogue, open up discussion, you know, on something that I think isn't really like discussed, at least the way I would like to discuss it on social media. It's supporting local brands from the viewpoint of a beauty influencer. For those who are new, I am from Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is a country in the Caribbean. We are the most southerly country in the Caribbean. We're very close to South America, but we are a part of the Caribbean geographically, politically, and culturally. So, you know, we have a connection with all our Caribbean brothers and sisters of the Caribbean chain, from as far up to Cuba. Yeah. So this is something that I like to talk about, supporting local brands, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, because they do exist, you know. Basically, I just want to touch on certain points that I have noticed. As I don't want to call myself a beauty influencer, but I guess once you've put yourself out there on a public platform and you have a listening, a following, I guess, and you're able to sway people's views to be somewhat alongside yours, I guess you are an influencer. I don't know how much of a beauty influencer I am, because I am a small fry. I am the smallest of fries you could think of in social media. You know, I just have like 1,000 follower situation. So, I mean, as grateful as I am for that, which I truly am, I don't know if I have the kind of impact as, say, a Jaclyn Hill with 5 million people, or a Jackie Aina with 2.4 million, but then you're standing up for a cause, like in her case, equality of people of color in the beauty industry, which I think is a great cause. You know, it's an excellent cause for something that I think the general everyday person thinks is so fickle, you know, and so unimportant, but it really is a big thing. But getting back, so like for me, you know, me being someone from the Caribbean, I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents as a Caribbean consumer, particularly with beauty makeup items, because I feel most of the products that you see me feature on my channel that I use are foreign based, but I do like purposely incorporate as much local products as I possibly can. And when I mean local, like local manufactured products, not locally bought. There's a huge difference. So for Trinidad and Tobago, from what I remember of my social studies, correct me if I'm wrong, we are unique. Trinbagonians are unique in so much that we once had a very vibrant manufacturing industry. We used to assemble cars. We have all these big manufacturing brands. Let me think, like Matooks and Mabels and stuff like that, and we manufactured goods and whatnot, you know, and that also included makeup products, right? Now, to give a little history, just a smidget, you know, just to put some context, that boom in the manufacturing sector in Trinidad really came about in the 70s and the 80s, you know. There was a lot of investing in local products. I remember as a kid, and I think what kind of, I don't want to say triggered it, but encouraged it too, back in the 80s, and I'm an 80s baby. Trinidad went through a really bad economic slump, right? I remember being a little kid, and it was like one day we had all these foreign products, and then the next day you went to the supermarket and they were all gone. And I mean, you heard your parents saying, oh well, government put all these foreign items on the blacklist, you know, on the blacklist, you know. And I remember when they brought back simple things that even my kids take for granted now, I was like, wow, because for most of my childhood I had never seen an apple. Something as simple as that, I've never seen an apple. So when it came back, it was like, oh my god, we have apples, you know. And it's a wonder that this current government hasn't gone to that extreme. They've gone through some serious extremes that I mean, this is not a political channel, but yeah, I just, it make me raise an eyebrow, you know, like, but anyways, getting back to, and I'm sweating. It's about to rain, but I'm sweating, so sorry. So I'm getting back on track here now with supporting local. Right now, Trinidad and Tobago, we have, based on our history, brought about the creation of a lot of local brands, and I want to focus particularly on beauty because this is a beauty channel, you know. That is my area of interest, and hopefully your area of interest, whoever is watching this. And we can, and I would like to say this is the very great part of creating and making something. It brings about a sense of national pride, you know, when you see the creation of a local product, and better yet, when that local product hits the international market on a like broad scale, and you see like some of your favorite big name beauty influencers using it, like, that's from my country, that is from my country. So we have quite a few, you know, local beauty and makeup brands that are peculiar, made in Trinidad and Tobago. And me being a Trinbagonian, I am very proud of them, you know, and I mean, I would tell people as much as you can, probably support local, because for a couple of reasons. Number one, like I said, it instills national pride in you, and I feel that is something that a lot of Trinbagonians kind of lack, that sense of national pride. And you probably roll your eyes and saying, how does a makeup product instill some kind of national pride? When you see something like Sasha Buttercup powder being like touted as Jackie Aina's favorite setting powder, and Jackie Aina's YouTube following is bigger than the population of this country, hello, that, for her to notice something like that, you know, and Sasha is a brand that I kind of grew up on, you know. Gosh, again, messages, sorry. Sorry about that. And sorry for the lighting, it's just messed up. But we're gonna roll with it. So it could bring that sense of national pride. It's similar to, say, you watch a local athlete run on the international stage and they make it big. You just see that level of national pride, just like, wow. And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you that local entity gets that international recognition, you puff up your chest and you say, yes, that's from my country. And I don't want this to even be a my country thing. I want this to be from my region, because for a lot of my international followers, and I'm saying anybody outside the Caribbean, we Caribbean people, because we're so small, we're so tiny, we have a very limited population count, we tend to pool together and work together towards a common goal. So we tend to not be like, oh, he's from Jamaica, or oh, he's from St. Lucia and that one is from Barbados. No, that's my fellow West Indian there, you know. And it shows, you know, we have the West Indies cricket team, CARICOM, you know, CSME, things like that, you know, Carifta games. We appreciate how small we are on the international stage, that sometimes strength in numbers is really strength in numbers. So anyway, so I want, even for my Caribbean viewers watching this, to also feel that sense of pride here, because again, this is something coming from us Caribbean people, you know. Gosh, I think I need to tie up my hair. Like, this is like legit, I'm like sweating. It's not cute. Anywho, so yeah, so getting back to beauty products, right? So another good thing about supporting them, other than that pride it gives, is that a lot of them are actually designed and geared for us people of the Caribbean, you know, for one reason or another, be it that it is designed for the peculiar climatic conditions that we have. And I say yes, we have, you know, very peculiar climatic conditions. We live closer to the equator, so like with beauty products in particular, right, that are usually geared for our friends in much cooler climates, when we come across something that can handle our heat, we like, what? So like, for instance, my channel, I like to test in particular primers and foundations, because that is like a major concern for a lot of us Caribbean folks. Can you not melt off my face? You know what I mean? Can you? So a lot of them, they tout to be designed for the Caribbean heat. A lot of them say also too, they are geared towards people of our skin tone. And I think that too is something to sit up and recognize, because the Caribbean is a melting pot, so to speak. So what you have is a mixing of ethnicities and cultures, and you get all these hybrids. And I would like to say the majority of the Caribbean population are hybrids. I don't think there's any pure this or pure that ethno, you know. We are hybrids in varying degrees, and it shows up in our physical features. Like I look nothing like, you know, someone from Mother Africa, or someone from Mother China, or someone from Mother England or someone from Mother South America, because those are the components that actually made me what I am today. You know, melting pot, you know. So it's great when you have that makeup brand that could get my undertone, you know, so I don't come off looking casket ready or ghost face killer, you know what I mean? So that is like another great thing about supporting local. They actually designed for you. And of course, the most duh point is from an economic standpoint, you know, the price point is typically more appealing than foreign brands, because foreign brands are usually tallied up in foreign currency, and you all know the situation with Caribbean money versus foreign currency, particularly US, euros, and pounds. It's like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's a serious blow. So sometimes buying local is actually better on your pocket, the individual's pocket, and then overall the economy, because then you're generating income and you're keeping that income within your territory, you know what I mean? So that is the obvious good side of supporting local, you know. But let's talk about the bad and ugly side of supporting local, because I don't think that is something that I see being discussed a lot. And I do apologize if this video is long, it's meandering. These are my thoughts. I have it written down trying to gather things, but of course I'm a person, if something pops in, I am just impulsed to just blurt it out, so just bear with me. So there is also the bad side of supporting local. Now sometimes, and I mean, we Trinbagonians have experienced it from time to time, sometimes supporting local is not always good side of supporting local. And I don't want to say like supporting local, but what I have noticed is that, for instance, the standard or the quality of some local brands with most or all of their products are not consistent. Now, this is something that you can also find in a lot of foreign brands too, so don't get me wrong, but less than more. And my opinion, if a brand wants to be taken on seriously in a particular market, they need to be more on the consistent side when it comes to quality control, you know. And that is something we Caribbean people face. There isn't consistency in the quality of some of the items. So like, they would make some really good products that is like, they get you hook, line and sinker, because you're like, damn, I can't believe, and then you run out and you buy the next product and you're like, what the frig, like what happened? And that has happened to me a lot when trying local brands, you know. And for me as a beauty influencer, it's ticklish now, because they send you products, not to say that I've gotten products, but when I use their products and I give feedback, you know, it seems as if when you give honest feedback, they don't take it too well. Some of them do. I have given honest feedback to some local brands and they're like, yeah, we know this is something we really need to like tweak, you know, so thanks for the feedback, and you actually see them improve the product. And then there's those who just, for one reason or another, do not take the feedback very well, and they blacklist you. So if they're bringing out something again, they wouldn't dare send it to you, because hey, you have been a little too honest, and we don't like your honest feedback. Now, what these brands need to understand is that it's nothing personal. My thing is, if you are putting out a product for sale, I understand as your baby, you're proud of it, but the quality and effort you put into something should show. And sometimes, from what I've noticed, it doesn't show. It's like you're giving us a kind of half-baked kind of situation, or as my auntie would like to say, a half-plucked duck, you know, because you're saying, oh, it's the Caribbean market, them ain't no big market. We're focusing on the American market, you know, the European market, so their voice, you know, doesn't count, you know. And I'm talking about the beauty influencers in particular, because I have yet to see certain local brands send out PR packages to local beauty influencers, but I do see them send out PR packages to foreign beauty influencers. And my thing is, supporting local doesn't just mean we buy and support your brand. You need to support us beauty influencers as well to propel you. It's a give and take, you know. So that is one side. So in terms of the lack of support, you know, of beauty influencers or local beauty influencers, I find that they don't. I only see a few local brands who really like showcase local talent per se, and they really don't, they couldn't be bothered. They just want the influencers with the millions and millions to get their product out there. And I understand, because it's all marketing, but remember, you started at home, so you need to not forget the people you have at home. Gosh, I really hope y'all are understanding what I'm saying, you know. I really hope so, because last time I did one of these sit down videos, one girl was like so upset. She was like, yeah, but you really didn't address the issue, da 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 da. I'm like, I'm talking my thoughts here. If you don't like it, you can push on. But anyhow, getting back to, so I was talking about, and forgive if I'm fanning, it's freaking hot. Like, it's hot, and the sound of a fan is really going to affect this video. But anyhow, quality is another issue. Like I mentioned, quality controls, and not just in terms of the consistency of the product, because I've seen, like, in terms of one product that I particularly love, the consistency of it vary, and you wonder, is it that they intentionally tweaked the formula or changed it, and you hear nothing about it. So I chalk it up to changing formula due to changing supplier or human error, something to that effect, you know. But there's also the quality issue in terms of not disclosing the ingredients you've used in a product that you are touting on the market. Now, for those of you who've been following me for quite some time, I did a review around the same time last year on a local product that I was pretty excited to use, because it was the first time I saw a local indie brand produce an item of that magnitude. And of course, when you got the little teasers from the entity, you're like, yeah, you know, this is gonna be big, this is gonna be big, you know. And I was really hyped, I was really excited to use it. And when I got it, I was like, wow, this is so pretty, boom, boom, boom. And then when I used it, and I got an allergic reaction, it made me take a couple steps back and several seats back, for a number of reasons. Because at first, when you're caught up in all the hype, you're not studying all the nitty-gritties, and this is where you can get in trouble. So I tried out this product. I had a really bad irritation of the skin around my eye. Right? This particular product was touted as an eyeshadow palette with eyeshadows in it, and there was one particular shade that I didn't know of at the time had ingredients in it that weren't approved for use around the eyes. So of course, after that reaction, I did a little digging, you know, a little digging. Of course, there wasn't too much I could dig up because there wasn't much on the makeup item or the brand itself. So of course I reached a wall. So I actually reached out to the entity after I had that allergic reaction. You know, I then subsequently learned that there were ingredients in there not intended for eye use. And for me, I felt, I don't want to say hurt, but concerned, because the item in particular were touted as eyeshadows. So it kind of defeats the purpose of including ingredients in an eyeshadow that's not intended to use near or around the eye. So there was that health issue that was very concerning to me, and I find it is there's supposed to be a level of corporate responsibility in disclosing the ingredients that you use in your products that you're selling out there to the public. So like this particular item, I didn't know what the ingredients were at the point in time when the palette was purchased. Up to this day, I don't know where these makeup items are actually manufactured, if they're manufactured locally or if they're manufactured in a different country where the health regulations, beauty regulations are a little more relaxed, for want of a better word. You know, I had nothing to go on in terms of educating myself on this product, and that is something I think local brands need to work on. Many of them would put the barest of information on their product, or the barest of disclaimers on their products or websites, and think that will protect them. And to be honest, it doesn't necessarily protect them, you know. So they need to like pay attention to that, because that is very important. You can't mess with or take people's health lightly, you know. So there was that issue that I faced, and of course, coming out of that, doing that video and bringing that my issue to the public for, I felt the way and the manner in which it was handled was a bit on the shady side. And I'm not here to spill tea, I'm not here to throw shade, I'm not here to do no Jackie Aina wildness, because unlike Jackie Aina with her video that got deleted, I do have receipts. I just am not going to post them because I want people to do the right thing. I don't want there to be a war of words, that underlying subtle aggression that you oftentimes see on social media when you don't necessarily agree with the popular girls' opinions, you know, they want to lash back. But yeah, I didn't like how the situation was handled. Yes, they did replace the shadows and said it got reformulated. I don't know if all the other customers before me who may have had an adverse reaction, or who just simply had the pans with the bad ingredients in it, I don't know if theirs got replaced too. I don't know if mine got replaced just because I am a beauty influencer and I basically opened up my mouth and I called them out on it, you know. But I don't know if they replaced everybody else's own with the newly reformulated one, so I can't speak on that. I can only hope that they did do it, you know, but again, I don't know. And then too, like, you know, people would tell me, hey, you know, you catching real shade from this particular entity for what you've said. And I would have seen a lot of the shade and have said nothing about it, because at the end of the day, what happened to me was not orchestrated. It was a genuine, authentic reaction to the product. It just happened to be a very adverse reaction that I had absolutely no control over. I didn't even expect it, because this is the first time I ever breaked out using a makeup product, especially an eyeshadow. This has never happened to me before, you know. And I was like, instead of throwing shade at me or encouraging your following to throw shade at me, why don't you just fix your product? Like, fix your product, you know, work on it, tweak it, be more forthcoming with the ingredients that you use, and try and restore some good name there, you know. So I mean, this happened here like a year ago, and you're like, Arlene, this happened a year ago, why you even mention it? I'm just demonstrating the ugly side of supporting local, you know. People only say support local because it's da-da-da, which I did say at the beginning of my video, but then I need to balance it off with the realities. One of the realities is sometimes local products, maybe because of lack of the resources the big name foreign products have, or just out of maybe sheer laziness or ignorance, they don't put in the effort. Alrighty, picking up where I left off. Yeah, in terms of, so we as the local market sometimes is subjected to some subpar local products because of those factors, and I really don't think that should be the case. I think if you are putting out a product that is to be used, there are certain conditions that should be met in terms of health issues to be resolved, safety issues to be resolved, quality of product. You know, this is something you create, you stand by, you should be proud of it. So, you know, you should not look at the local market as a subpar market than international market. Treat us on the same level as the international market, because we invest millions in all their product, and we've been investing it in your product before it even reached out there. So let's not forget where it came from. You know, again, I'm sorry I've been rambling. These are my thoughts on it. There's a lot I want to say, but that's like basically the general gist of some of the things I wanted to touch on. But I am liking that there are a lot of brands out there, particularly skincare and hair care local brands that are very health conscious. You know, they use natural ingredients, little preservatives or chemicals in it. I have a friend who actually creates homemade soaps and body oils and creams and whatnot. There's another girl in my group, she creates hair care products designed for our hair, you know. And I wish brands like that would get more traction, but again, I guess it's all about who is the popular kid on the block, you know. I hope that the traditional makeup brands kind of follow suit in terms of trying to move away from all the harmful chemicals in their makeup product, you know, so that they don't sacrifice people's overall health and safety for the almighty dollar, you know what I mean? So I mean, those are like my thoughts, general thoughts on supporting local. At the end of the day, I will support local first where I can, but I am also a discerning consumer where I want value for money. So sometimes the cheap item is not necessarily the value item, you know. It's like that rule in procurement, and for those who procure items, you only understand. The idea is to get the item at the most economically beneficial point, and that does not always mean that you buy the cheapest item. The cheapest item don't always win, you know. Sometimes it's cheap because it doesn't perform well, or the ingredients in it are not safe, you know. And yeah, so for me, I will support local. I wouldn't support everything local because they need to step up the game, you know, but I will support where I see value for money. I will give my coins over to them because this is a product that I am happy to use. I'm happy with the quality. It gives me the bang for my dollar, you know, and whatnot. But again, to all the local brands watching this, if you care to watch it, because I know at the end of the day I'm a virtual nobody in this big platform called YouTube, this big platform called social media. But I want this discussion to like open up, well, this video to open up to the discussion on something that hits a little closer to home for us consumers out there. Maybe, you know, lobby for better regulations to be in place in terms of what they can use, cannot use, something akin to like FDA, you know, because I feel as if we need something like that. And I don't mean with just beauty items. I'm talking about everything that we purchase, because I feel like the local authorities that are already here, I don't know, maybe they need better regulations to have more teeth to do what it is they need to do, more resources, you know, to actually action some of this stuff. I mean, you know, I just feel as if we Caribbean consumers kind of like basically had to fend for ourselves, you know. And I could understand a lot of them, you know, running towards something foreign, because at least with some foreign items the customer service is great, because you can return it if, say, the warranty or the guarantee on the product is breached in some kind of way and you want your money back or you want a replacement. That is another thing that local brands don't kind of like solely lacking on, the customer service side of the product, because yeah, there's the product we use, but if we're not satisfied with it, we're stuck with it. We can't return it because they have this really poor customer service aspect of the business where they don't accept returns, you know, especially if the product has been used. You know, I mean, not everybody can afford it, but to my mind, the companies, the local brand companies who can afford it should look into that, because it's not just about putting out a product there for people to use. It's about building a relationship with your customer, and part of building that relationship with your customer, a huge part of it, is your customer service. So I really want like brands to like look into things like that. Again, I hope this video has opened up a discussion for you guys, especially consumers. What would you like to see from local brands in terms of the, is that my phone? Yes, sorry about that. What would you like to see in terms of the spectrum of products out there, in terms of the quality, in terms of customer service, simple things like that? Because at the end of the day, we know how hard we work for our money, and we know how burnt we feel when we have to part with that hard-earned money to get a very crappy product. So, not saying all local products are crappy, but I think there are things they need to tweak on and they need to pay attention. So that's the end of my video. I have rambled and rambled, and I do apologize that this is extremely long, but this is one of those topics that needed to be talked out, you know. I know this is not going to go over well on a lot of people, but that's okay, you know. I'm not here to be popular, and I'm not here to just always be siding with the popular views. I want to give a view, and I want to give a different perspective, which is why I'm on YouTube, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, it's a great hobby and stuff, but when you realize you have a voice, especially in a sector where there are very few voices, and you want your thoughts and your views to be heard, sometimes you need to open your mouth, you know, instead of just grumbling on the sidelines. So this is why I'm doing this. So this is a very different video from what I'm accustomed to doing, but let me know if you like these types of videos in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do if you want to, you know, and let me know in the comments below what other sit-down topics you want to talk about, beauty related or otherwise, because hey, we're people here, you know. Thank you for watching. I do apologize for the lighting. Mother Nature is not agreeing with me, cooperating with me today, but that's okay. We're gonna keep it low-key today. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye.